A serious security issue has emerged with Fortra's GoAnywhere managed file transfer software, raising alarms in the cybersecurity community. This vulnerability, rated a critical CVSS-10, has reportedly been exploited in the wild since September 10, 2025, a full week before it was officially disclosed. The flaw, identified as CVE-2025-10035, involves a deserialization vulnerability in the license servlet. This could allow attackers to execute commands without needing authentication. Fortra released a patch just last week for versions 7.8.4 and 7.6.3 to address this issue, but the timeline of exploitation raises significant concerns. Next, we'll delve into the details of how this vulnerability works, the implications for users, and the responses from cybersecurity experts and Fortra itself. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. Timeline of events. The CVE 2025-10035 vulnerability unfolds. On September 10, 2025, the CVE 2025-10035 vulnerability began being actively exploited, with reports emerging from cybersecurity firm watchTowr Labs indicating that attackers were leveraging the flaw before its public disclosure. This critical vulnerability was identified as a deserialization issue in Fortra's GoAnywhere managed file transfer software, allowing unauthorized command execution. By September 26, watchTowr Labs had gathered credible evidence of these exploits, including a detailed analysis of how attackers could send crafted HTTP GET requests to exploit the license servlet. This analysis revealed a sequence of actions that could lead to the creation of backdoor accounts within the system, highlighting the sophisticated nature of the attack. As the situation unfolded, Rapid7 contributed to the understanding of CVE 2025-10035 by identifying it as part of a chain of vulnerabilities, including an access control bypass known since 2023. This layered complexity emphasizes the need for organizations to address multiple security issues simultaneously. On September 30, the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, confirmed the active exploitation of this vulnerability, prompting urgent calls for federal agencies to implement fixes by October 20, 2025. This formal acknowledgement added weight to the concerns raised by cybersecurity experts regarding the potential consequences of in-the-wild exploitation. In the wake of these developments, questions arose about Fortra's communication with its customers regarding the urgency of patching the vulnerability. The cybersecurity community expressed confusion over the company's response time, as the evidence of exploitation had been apparent for weeks. As investigations continue, the implications of this vulnerability extend beyond immediate fixes. The ongoing uncertainty regarding how attackers may have obtained necessary private keys raises alarms about the broader security landscape surrounding Fortra's products. The situation remains fluid, with experts urging organizations to act swiftly to mitigate risks associated with this critical flaw. The exploitation of the Fortra GoAnywhere vulnerability, CVE 2025-10035, raises significant concerns about the broader implications for organizations relying on this software. As the cybersecurity landscape becomes increasingly complex, the risks associated with such critical vulnerabilities extend far beyond immediate technical fixes. Organizations that have not yet patched their systems face potential data breaches, unauthorized access, and the possibility of ransomware attacks. The nature of the exploit, which allows for remote code execution and the creation of backdoor accounts, underscores the urgent need for vigilance in cybersecurity practices. If attackers can manipulate the licensed servlet, they could potentially gain control over sensitive data and systems, leading to severe operational disruptions. Moreover, the fact that this exploitation was confirmed a week prior to public disclosure highlights a troubling trend in cybersecurity. It raises questions about the timeliness and transparency of vulnerability disclosures, which are essential for organizations to safeguard their assets. The apparent delay in communication from Fortra has left many users uncertain about the urgency of implementing fixes, potentially putting them at greater risk. Additionally, the involvement of Advanced Persistent Threat (APT) groups, and the history of targeting by ransomware operators signal that the stakes are high. Companies must not only patch vulnerabilities but also reassess their overall security posture, including employee training and incident response strategies. This incident serves as a reminder that cybersecurity is not solely a technical issue. It requires a comprehensive approach that includes risk management and proactive measures. As organizations grapple with these challenges, the role of federal agencies like the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, becomes increasingly important. Their guidance and updates can help steer organizations toward best practices and ensure compliance with necessary security measures. However, the onus remains on organizations to actively engage with their cybersecurity frameworks and prioritize the implementation of critical patches. In conclusion, the exploitation of the Fortra GoAnywhere vulnerability serves as a stark warning for all organizations. It highlights the necessity of immediate action, thorough communication, and a holistic understanding of cybersecurity risks. Stakeholders must remain vigilant and proactive to mitigate the potential fallout from such vulnerabilities in the future. As the situation surrounding the Fortra GoAnywhere vulnerability develops, several critical actions are being taken by both cybersecurity firms and federal agencies. Following the alarming reports of exploitation, the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has officially confirmed the active exploitation of CVE-2025-10035, emphasizing the urgency for federal agencies to implement necessary patches by October 20, 2025. This directive highlights the federal government's recognition of the threat posed by this vulnerability and its potential impact on national cybersecurity. In response to the exploitation, Fortra has released updates for their software, specifically version 7.8.4 and sustain release 7.6.3, aimed at addressing the critical flaws within the GoAnywhere platform. The company has communicated its commitment to supporting affected clients by providing ongoing updates and direct assistance as investigations progress. However, concerns remain regarding the transparency of their communication, especially in light of the evidence suggesting that the vulnerability has been exploited for weeks prior to its public disclosure. WatchTowr Labs has been at the forefront of analyzing the vulnerability, revealing a sequence of actions that attackers can undertake once they exploit the flaw. Their findings indicate that attackers can create backdoor accounts and execute remote code, leading to the potential installation of additional malicious payloads. This alarming capability underscores the need for organizations to prioritize immediate remediation efforts. Furthermore, the cybersecurity community is calling for clarity from Fortra regarding the nature of the vulnerability and the implications for users. Questions persist about the unknown factors that may have facilitated the exploitation, including the potential compromise of private keys. As investigations continue, both researchers and organizations are urged to remain vigilant and proactive in their cybersecurity measures, particularly in securing their GoAnywhere installations. The unfolding events serve as a stark reminder of the evolving threat landscape and the necessity for rapid response strategies in the face of newly uncovered vulnerabilities. Organizations are encouraged to assess their exposure and take decisive action to mitigate risks associated with this critical flaw. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.